It's finally here. 41 years later, the sequel to This Is Spinal Tap is becoming a reality. Spinal Tap 2, The End Continues, will be hitting theaters on September the 12th, 2025. This is really cool. Christopher Guest, Michael McKean, and Harry Shearer are back in the film as Spinal Tap, and Rob Reiner is back to direct as well and co-star in the film. And it's going to feature some pretty great cameos as well from many people in rock royalty, including Elton John, Paul McCartney, and Garth Brooks, among others. Garth Brooks, maybe even Chris Gaines will be in it. So this one, this is really cool. I'm really excited to see that Spinal Tap is coming back to movie theaters. The original is obviously like an absolute classic. You know, the amps go to 11, and actually I wrote a song called "Goes to 11" because I'm such a huge Spinal Tap fan. I love that line, and there's so many great scenes in that movie, and I also really love the Spinal Tap cameo on The Simpsons. You remember that from, like, I don't know, is that what, season 3, season 4? I love that. We were coming down Route 401, This is a part of the show we're supposed to tell the audience they're the fifth member of the freaking group. It's such a classic episode of The Simpsons, and their bus crashes. It's hilarious. And then, of course, the classic sketch with Spinal Tap where every member of the band is playing bass. Like, that is, like, one of my favorite Spinal Tap moments. So, the actual cool thing is that the original film is coming back to theaters as well as a re-release. So that's going to get you all ready to do Spinal Tap 2. And this would actually be a really cool, maybe a good double feature to go see in the theater as well. This is Spinal Tap, the original, and then 41 years later, Spinal Tap 2, The End Continues. And the only thing is, like, I'm hoping is that sometimes when you have a sequel that comes out so many years after the original, it can sometimes be a little bit disappointing. And there's been a lot of those kind of movies that have come out over the last, 20, 30 years where, it's a long time since the original film, and then they come and they make a sequel. It can be very, very hit and miss. Like, when I think about good ones, Star Wars The Force Awakens, I know a lot of people don't love that movie, but I thought that was really good. Like Bill and Ted Face the Music, that was 30 years after Bogus Journey, and I thought that movie it lived up to it. I was happy to see that. I thought the Keanu Reeves and Alex Winter did a really, really good job in that movie. Beetlejuice, which came out last year, I thought that was a decent sequel to a film that came out many, many years ago. But then you get into the bad category as well, right? Ghostbusters Afterlife was a really, really disappointing sequel that came out many, many years after Ghostbusters 2. Dumb and Dumber 2 was horrible. Independence Day Resurgence wasn't any good as well. So I have tempered expectations for Spinal Tap 2, but I think it will be good. And I think, Spinal Tap are in a league of their own in terms of comedy and the world of rock. And then you have the original cast members still involved. I know they're a lot older now, but you have the original cast members still involved. You have the director in there and Rob Reiner. So I feel like that gives it more legitimacy as a long-awaited sequel, because you have still a lot of those people who were originally associated with the original movie still involved. So I think this is really cool. So Spinal Tap 2, The End Continues, is going to be hitting theaters on September the 12th, 2025, and they're going to be turning up the amps to 11. So I'm pretty excited about that. Let me know in the comments below if you're excited for Spinal Tap to return to movie theaters in September.